The following presentation is rated R for real. Real insight, real enlightenment, real talk, big people argument. In other words, adult content. Viewers' discretion is advised. If you're here, it means that you are meant to be here and receive the knowledge that is going to be transmitted through this medium to you. This is for you. If you're here, this love lesson is the reason you were drawn here. Now, welcome, first and foremost. If you're here for the first time, welcome to the Love Zone. Welcome to Love Lessons. On this episode, I will be sharing with you what love is based on the significant meaning of each letter in the word L-O-V-E. The term is used loosely and is so greatly miscomprehended. And this is the reason very few persons ever experience what true love is. Because really and truly, we were never taught these things. Principle of life, principle of living. The key principles were never taught. So we never come to know what we are to know. So I did share briefly on the previous love lesson what the L is in love. But I'm going to go over it again for those who missed the previous lesson. Now let me ask you this. When you hear the word love, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it a person? Is it a moment? Something that happened previously? Or is it a song? Is it a song like this one? Songs are bad, let them touch your soul. Hearing the word love may take you to a song like that one, a Band of Gold. Outside of that now, we were taught to believe that love is a mere feeling, but what if I told you that love goes beyond the feeling and that we were just led to believe and hold on to that and accept that? And then for centuries, persons have gone on believing and living that love is a mere feeling. But listen, love is actually the blueprint or framework for successful living. Might I say that again? Love is the blueprint or framework for successful living. Now, when you see love as I do, based on the 4 columns of the principle of love, that being the loyal, orderly, virtuous energy, you will start to love, lead, thrive, and live differently. By the time I get through this presentation, you'll be enlightened, inspired, and equipped to start living a life based on love. If you listen attentively to the principles that I'll be giving. So let's look at L, loyalty. It's used so loosely like that of love. Yeah, man, loyalty was said. Loyalty. Very few persons really know what it means to be loyal. Loyalty is more than being around when things are good. You know when you know someone is loyal? When someone is truly loyal. That's right. Love equals loyalty. The L in love is loyalty. And this is how you know if someone truly loves you and is loyal to you. When things are at its worst,
If that someone or person stick around, they are loyal. And within that time of challenge, the hard time, challenging time, if that person sticks by your side and is willing to make sacrifices even without being asked to, that is an indicator of someone who is loyal to you. Loyalty says this: I am with you. Not just because it's easy, but because you matter to me. Or I am seen through this to the end regardless. That is one aspect of loyalty. Now here's the truth. Loyalty isn't only to others. This is what we fail to realize because we were never taught these things. Loyalty is firstly to yourself. What I said? Loyalty is first to yourself. That of your principles and your purpose. If you're not able to be loyal to yourself, how then in turn you'll be able to be loyal to someone else? Tell me that. All right. So you're unable to give what you lack. There's no way you can give love if you lack love. If you have issues loving self, how can you give love to someone else? You have to first learn to love self. How can you be loyal to someone if you're not loyal to yourself? Tell me, is it possible? I assure you, in no way that's possible to do. And that's why many persons utter the term loyalty and love, but fails to give it effectively because they truly lack the knowledge of what it is. I want to ask you this. Better yet, ask yourself right now, where in your life have you compromised loyalty to yourself? Where have you compromised loyalty when it comes to you? Think about it. Write it down. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. While you think about it, let me drop this track from Mikey General. This one, Loyalty.
Loyalty is such a rarity. Can't even get it from your family.
Sad reality. Not even from your family you can get loyalty. Very few families are loyal, and very few friends express loyalty. Sadly, why they fail to do this because they truly have no knowledge of what loyalty really is. But here's the thing. Loyalty is about trust. And one of the key components to any effective and meaningful relationship is trust. Loyalty is devotion. And devotion is the action of devoting or being devoted. And to be devoted is to give of self. Most persons want to receive, but they don't want to give. So they want loyalty from you. They want love from you. But fail to reciprocate. Fail to give that back that they so want and desire. And is even sometimes demanding or expecting. Now, devotion, I might have to go here yet. Devotion is not a play word. Ain't no play word. Because when you talk about devotion, it's about the giving of self. Your time, your energy, your body. Yeah. When you lay with someone, you're actually giving of yourself. That's within that time frame, that is devotion. Within that moment, that sex act, it's a moment of devotion. All right, it is a moment of devotion. Let's make that sink in for a bit. I'm just going to let that soak. Right, Jimmy? We'll make that one the soak, because a lot of persons don't realize that when they have sex, they're having devotion. Yeah, not the clap on type. Maybe the clap, yeah. Something else be clapping, but it ain't the hands that's be clapping, right? We talk about this love and devotion thing, right, Jimmy? So, Jimmy Riley, you promised me love and devotion, but how can she give you love and devotion when she don't have no clue what it is, eh? I got a question for you, all right? Is the who or what you're giving devotion deserving of your devotion? Ask you again. Is the who or what you're giving devotion to deserving of such devotion? Something for you to think about. Meds panda one. Meds on it. All right? Because it gets a little more intense right about now. I'm going to take you somewhere with the term devotion. And yeah, it has something to do with the clap on thing and yeah, the churchy vibe and all that. But it's miscomprehended. It's miscomprehended. I'm going to break it down for you. All right? Devotion also has to do with worship. Now think church now. If you think church, you're gone off the grid. You're gone off the radar. Worship has to do with worthship. The suffix ship has to do with the significance of the worth. Has to do with the worthship, has to do with value. So is the person you're giving the devotion to, loyalty to, based on love, value you? Do they value your time, your opinion, your desires? Is it valued? Loyalty also has to do with faithfulness. And faithfulness has to do with being truthful. Is the one you are with faithful to you? Is the one you're with devoted to you? Does that person show you worthship? Do they make you feel valued? Yeah, time out, right? Recess for you to stop and think about it. Faithfulness ties back to devotion. Devotion goes back to worthship. Worthship goes back to loyalty. And that is the L in love. So if you lack that, or the person you're with lack that, loyalty, devotion, giving of self freely, easily, without giving unconditionally, giving without any condition, any terms, of self freely, making sacrifices, that's loyalty there. And that is the first column of love. If that not there, then the foundation, I mean, what is your love based on? If it ain't loyalty, that is the first column. The second column of love is O, and that has to do with orderly, being order. Orderly has to do with order. But we were taught that order has to do with being rigid and controlling. When, truth be told, order is really a structure that lets your creativity thrive based on the instruction given. Again, what order really is the structure that lets your creativity thrive based on the information that is given. Think about it. The most beautiful music has rhythms and instruments. Instrumentation has music. That's what helps to make up the music. Stunning building has designs. And the most effective lives have good habits. That's the structure. Just as I'm giving you the structure based on the columns, the 4 columns of love, structure is significant. Order is significant. Order is structure. When our life feels chaotic, it really ever have to do with us having a lot of things to do. Really, it not have nothing to do with that, truly. You think about it, really and truly, it have nothing to do with that. Our lives may seem chaotic and out of order and disarray and all of that. All because it lacks structure, organization, order. When your life lacks order, when it lacks structure, there is going to be disarray. Things are going to be out of place. Right now, what I want you to do is think about one area in your life that feels or seems messy or overwhelming or out of order. Yeah, what seems to be out of order? It could be your surroundings, could be a state of mind, could be a relationship. Think about it. Think about it. Now, order isn't in no way about control. It's about creating space for what matters most. Order is organizing and bringing structure to your life. Does the one you're with helps to bring structure to your life? Do you bring structure to that person's life? It's not one-sided. A relationship ain't one-sided. Love in no way is one-sided. See, 4 column that holds up love. Do you bring structure to your life? Do you bring order to your life? Again, everything begins with self. There is no way you are able to give what you lack. No way you can give what you don't have. So, let me quickly give you 3 steps, 3 principles to help you be more organized, to assist you with bringing order to your life so you can in turn bring order to your love life, your relationship. 1, prioritize. Prioritization. Set things aside based on priority. Decide what actually matters. What is important in your life, in your job, in whatever you're doing. What is the priority? First and foremost, yourself a priority. You have to make yourself a priority. So what is priority to you? What is going to make you a better you? Getting up early, doing your affirmations, exercising, drinking enough water. What is priority? What is going to be a priority for you? Next thing, 2, is simplify. Cut out the noise. Focus on what truly matters and remove the distraction or unnecessary complication. Remove the things that will not help to make you be organized, to make you get to that place of standing in the middle of the 4 column of love, and then start to be able to love yourself, and in turn be able to love the one you're with in a relationship. The hours on the different platforms, swiping, swipe or no swiping. Prioritize. Is all the swiping that you're doing benefiting your life? Is it important? How is it enhancing your life? So simplify things. Start with prioritizing and simplify. Get rid of the things that want to matter, when now add no value to your life. Then you go into the 3rd principle, and that is you're going to do this based on what is a system, systemize. You're going to systemize things. And that has to do with creating a repeated pattern or habit that works for you. Is it getting up 7 o'clock opposed to 6:30? Start a routine. Go to bed early. Get up early. Start a routine. Start a routine. Organize your life. Organize your life. We've touched on L, that's loyalty. L, in terms of the first column in love, is loyalty. The O is orderly or order. And the V is virtuous. That has to do with virtue. And virtue is in no way about being perfect. There's this perception that, especially when it comes to the church arena, is that a virtue, you can only find a virtuous woman in the church. That's the perception. You can only find a virtuous woman in the church. That's what we were taught or told or led to believe. I said, I'm a producer. That you can only find a virtuous woman in the church. Let me tell you from now, not goes up. Not goes up. Because, goes the truth is a lot of sisters are searching for virtue. And they go into church hoping that the church will help them to become virtuous. But it has to do with self. You have to find the virtue for yourself. No matter where you run, go. You have to find the virtue for yourself. And being virtuous is all about being aligned with what is good, what is pure. Another term for virtue is pure. All right? Pure as in purity. That is what it is, to be aligned with what is pure, what is upright, what is good. Even when it is hard. When it is hard, that is when a person's virtue comes to the forefront. That's when it rises to the surface. That is when it's actually demonstrated. If you are a virtuous person, you're far from it. It is said that integrity will cost you in the short term, as in standing up for what is right, may cost your friends, may cost your loved ones, it may cost your job, it may cost you certain things that at the time you may think you need. But get this straight. Though it may cost you in the short term, it will reward you in the long run. Now, it is true when it comes to that statement. Because the world is full of people who compromise in times of difficulty. When it comes to that time to do what is right, when it's difficult, when it's challenging to do what is right, most person tends to compromise. Them tend to fall prone to what is on the other side, instead of maintaining what is right. Yo, no, so me no want to be the only one. Me no want to be the odd one out. Me not gonna do it. No, me not gonna talk up. Me know it wrong, but you know it wrong, but you can't do nothing about it. Really? You don't want to do nothing about it. So that is when virtue comes to the forefront, or stay not even upon the back burner. You know, the oven. Because when things are in the oven, you ain't able to see what's in the oven if the oven is off. Virtue acts this thing. This is what virtue puts to us. And we have to ask ourselves this question to find out if we're virtuous. What kind of persons am I, or what kind of person will I be remembered as? If you were supposed to drop out, what kind of person persons are going to say you were? Will they say that you were fair, honest, compassionate, kind? Or a person's going to say that, him, she? No, sir. Not even a grave good for them. That is what will determine if you're virtuous or not. But you don't need to wait until it's your time to make that transition. Now is the time to shine and show if you're virtuous or strive to be virtuous. Loyalty and order help us to be virtuous. You see how the 4 columns are fall in place? I'm on the 3rd column now. Virtue. Being virtuous. But without the 1st column, loyalty, and the 2nd column, order, there's no way you're going to be able to be virtuous. Because when you know your values and you stick to them and you live by them, you have a system in place that you can stand firm even under pressure. So once you're loyal, you're organized, you're orderly, you're virtuous, because you hold strong to what is right regardless of how challenging it may seem, how much pressure you come under, you're still going to do what is right. You're going to hold your grounds because you are in the 4 columns of love. The 4 columns of love is what? Ground your foundation. Let me share with you some of the qualities and character of a virtuous person. No. The core moral qualities of a virtuous person is that of integrity. That means the person stays true to the moral principles even under pressure. No way can break them. No breaking. Stand firm, predominant, like a rock. A virtuous person is honest. They speak the truth and avoid deception. No, Chama, I can't tell you a little white lie. Huh? As my queen lover would have said, lie is a lie. White, green, blue are a lie. It is a lie. There's no such thing as a white lie. And I've been trying to stay away from the whole church terminology. But may have to jump in another one here. And based on Catholicism, there's something known as Jacuzzi lie. And a Jacuzzi lie is said to be a story. You hear that one, your producer? A Jacuzzi lie based on Catholicism is said to be a story told for the amusement of others. So it's a fib. Something make up. No truth to it. Anyway, yes, it's a jacuzzi lie. A lie that is in a jacuzzi. Anyway, a virtuous person is also just. They treat persons fairly and give others their due. They're just. This is where the word justice comes from, as in being just nice. Just take off the N and you get justice. So a virtuous person is just nice. They're also courageous. They do what is right despite the outcome. They're compassionate. They show empathy to others. They're kind. They give freely of time, themselves, their resources. They help without expecting anything in return. They give without expecting anything in return. I hope you're listening up, because this is going to be the measuring stick that determines if you are virtuous or you're far from it. If you're in a church, are you out of it? Okay? A virtuous person, I did say show compassion. They're compassionate. They show empathy to others. Yes. They're kind. They give freely. I did say that as well. A virtuous person is loyal. They stand by commitments and people and in just cause. So they're loyal. Them devoted. When them say them are going to do something, they stick to their word and they carry it out. Now, based on, so I just shared with you the moral qualities of a virtuous person. Now, here are the character strengths of a virtuous person. They're humble. Humility is one of the the strength or character of a virtuous person. And that is that they, regardless of limits, they avoid arrogance. Them no think of themselves more than they are. Them not toot them own on. A virtuous person, it is others who make known that this person is virtuous or this person is this person is, they don't go about and talk about themselves. A virtuous person is patient. They practice patience. They wait without resentment. Regardless, they endure hardship calmly. I'm not complaining. That's a virtuous person for you. They practice temperance. And temperance is based on having governance of self. Their emotions, their thoughts, the words them speak, them think twice before them make an utterance. A virtuous person is forgiving. They practice forgiveness. They let go of grudges. Them not hold on upon that grudge thing there. Them not deal with resentment. And they're thankful. They express a sense of thankfulness. They welcome things that is positive to them. And they're thankful for the things that they receive. They give thanks for what they have and acknowledge others who assist in whatever way, form, or shape. Now, the moral habits of a virtuous person is reliability. Can people rely upon you? Are you reliable? They apply the same moral and standard across all situations. A virtuous person is also responsible. They practice responsibility. This is a habit. A virtuous person is respectful, and they're respected. They honor and do the right. They honors the dignity and rights of all individuals. They honor the dignity and rights of all individuals. That is it. Respect, honor. And then they practice wisdom. They tend to be wise. They seek to comprehend what is truly good before acting. A virtuous person will just get up and just act off an impulse. They take time to analyze and process what is being presented to them or said to them. A virtuous person is also selfless. They practice selflessness. They put the affairs of others outside of selfish interests. That is who a virtuous person happens to be. And you have to be virtuous, practicing the aspects of virtue to be rooted in love. No two-way about it. Remember, virtue not have to do with being perfect. It has to do with being aligned with what is good, what is upright, what is pure. Listen to our warrior king explain what a virtuous woman is. Alright?
A real man can live without a woman. Like night to day, says a woman to her man.
Right.
She's essential to his purpose and his mission.
She's essential to his purpose and his mission. A virtuous woman. It's a good woman. Go on again, warrior.
Never take the power, she'll just make him a better man.
She'll never take the power. She'll always see to ensure that he's evolving to be the best of himself. The best man that he can be. Should not put him down, should not belittle him, should not try to compete with him. That's who a virtuous woman is. Warrior said it so well. Warrior King said it so well. No real man can live without a real woman. Not just any woman, but a virtuous woman. A real man needs a virtuous woman. No two way about that, because that virtuous woman is going to help him to be the best man he can be. Now I'll move on to E. The final column, the fourth column in love is energy. Now energy is the fuel that powers the other three: loyalty, orderly, and virtuous. So E is the anchor in this relay, this 4x4 relay called love. All right. So energy is the fuel that powers all the other three. Without energy, loyalty will fade. Without energy, order becomes exhausting. It becomes a whole lot of work, because you need the energy to put things in place, to organize things. And without energy, virtue feels too hard. So you see why energy is needed? Now there's two types of energy. Two types of energy that we definitely need to protect. That of the physical energy, and the physical energy has to do with your health, being healthy. And that includes resting properly, eating properly. It also has to do with the movement, because you need to rest, you need to eat properly to be able to express or display that kind of energy. That energy is called what again? Kinetic energy. You have to be eating and resting well to be able to express that kind of energy, to display that kind of energy. And that's the kind of energy you need to be organized. Now, the other energy that we need to protect is the emotional energy, and that has to do with your passion. That has to do with gratitude. That has to do with your mindset, because that is tied to loyalty and virtue. So you see, everything tie in place. You might deem it far-fetched when I come and tell you the four columns of love has to do with loyalty, orderly, virtuous, and energy. Might seem so far-fetched to you. But if you stuck around, if you listen to this on the replay too, in its entirety, you'll realize how much it makes sense. And you'll realize this is the reason why you have been failing to love truly, or for others to love you truly. Because the lack of knowledge pertaining to the four column of love. LOVE, loyal, orderly, virtuous energy. I feel like I want to take a music break right now. So should I take a music break, producer? Make that soak little. I think I'm going to take a music break and let that soak a little. No two way about it. We're on energy. We are on energy. The anchor of the full column, or the fourth column in that of love. Vede, come express yourself. Just your energy, Vede, Vede. Yes, indeed. It ain't Slim Shady, it's just Vede. Okay? If you just logged on, just tune in, you are a part of the Love Zone. Let me go into the Barry White tone. You're a part of the Love Zone. Yeah. With the Love Jack. Let's Jack redeem. Yeah. Right about now, I'm actually wearing the hat of the Love Philosopher because I'm teaching you. All right, so this is school. This is love lessons. Class is in session. Now, let's do something right now. All right? What you do, wherever you are, I want everyone to just sit up, sit upright. Yeah, well, if you're in the kitchen prepping the pot, it's going to be difficult for you to do that, right? But yeah, but sit upright, close your eyes, and listen to the sound of my voice, right? Close your eyes, sit upright, and take a deep breath. And when you inhale, your diaphragm come out. It's like a balloon. Your stomach full up. You inhale, hold it for like 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Release slowly. Take another breath. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. How you feel now? How you feeling? That's a way to align your energy. Now, we talk about energy. Let me just draw for this quickly and show you something. I've shared this in a previous presentation. Let me see if I find it here, because a lot of persons are unaware that this is pretty much how our core is. What's underneath the skin looks like this. And that is why you'll hear some person say that you're light beam, because this is raw energy. This is energy. This is energy. Now you see why energy is significant when it comes to love? Because we are a part of love. We are a part of love. So without energy, the absence of energy is the absence of us when it comes to love. So how can you love yourself or love someone else if you're absent from the whole aspect of love? We are a part of love. We are a column. We are the energy beings. So you see the significance of the E, the energy? It is us. So we are one column of love. And every other column is based on our actions. It's based on our mindset. Loyalty, to be loyal, you have to have that mindset of devotion. You have to have that mindset of seeing the one you're with or seeing what is significant to you as worship. You have to value that someone, their time, their desires, their dreams. But first and foremost, you have to value you, your time, your dreams, the fulfillment of your purpose. And then you have to organize your life. This is the physical aspect of it now. You have to organize, you have to structure your life. Make sure your workspace tidy, neat up. Your bedroom, because all of that has a lot to do with your energy. Your bedroom, your place on a whole, but I would say bedroom because person would throw them clothes all over the place. Your kitchen, dishes pile up in the sink. That helps to deteriorate your energy, because what you're doing is harboring negative energies by doing those things. And that depletes you, the E, in love. Virtue has to do with your mindset. Doing what's right regardless of how it may seem or what people may think. We've got to protect our energy, because everything else depends on it. Our energy is our essence, our core. I just showed you what it is. So, love, loyal, orderly, virtuous energy is in no way feeling. It's not in no way a mere feeling. It has nothing to do with the butterfly in the stomach. Love has to do with discipline. Love is a choice. You have to choose to love, to become love. It's a choice. So persons have made the utterance, I love you. For you to love anyone else, you have to first love yourself. And for you to love yourself, you have to first become one with love. You are the E in love, the energy. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, how much that would amount to now, my love? Seven times 24, that would be for the next 168 hours. Pick one of these columns to focus on each 24 hours, each day. So starting tomorrow, well, starting from now, you're going to decide if you're going to focus on loyalty, being loyal, first to self, and then orderly, organize your life, B, virtue, E, being the energy being that you ought to be by radiating, being positive. At the end of that 160 what? 164, my love? 164, 168, 168 at the end of the strong, what y'all call week. That 168 hours. Write down what you notice. So each day, take a tabulation, jot down. So if it's loyalty, see how your life has evolved, how it has changed, how you were lacking, and how your life improved. Because here's the truth. Love is in no way something you find. You don't go seeking after love. It's something you build. One choice at a time. Love is what you build, is what you become. You're already it, but you become aware of what love actually is. And you are a component of love. So, thank you. Thank you for being a part of Love Lesson this day. And I'm just going to exit in this way.
5, 4,
3, 2,
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.